Hello, welcome to Soundtracking with Edith Bowman, Soundtracking Extra here on YouTube. Thank you so much if you are a new subscriber. We've been a little bit laxed in putting up some footage, but we have a wealth of stuff coming for you. We've got a few specials on the way. We've got one coming for Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, Rian Johnson's new film. We've also got one coming early next year for Empire of Light, the new Sam Mendes film. But right now, we are celebrating Martin McDonagh's brand new film. It's called The Banshees of Inisherin, and it reunites, remember In Bruges? Well, it reunites Colin Farrell and Mr. Brendan Gleeson. And I don't want to tell you too much about the film because you need to get yourself to cinemas to watch it. But hopefully, this will give you a little bit of an insight into the film when I was lucky enough to catch up with Martin and the cast at the London Film Festival at the premiere for The Banshees of Inisherin. Martin McDonagh, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm very well. Very excited to get to talk to you about this brilliant film. Congratulations.
Thank you. We're quite happy with it, I think. Yeah.
How does it feel, first of all, to be here with it at London Film Festival?
Great. It's great. As I was saying to you, it's like 5 years almost, I think, since we came here with 3 billboards, and that went fantastically. So yeah, it's great to be back.
Was there a catalyst? Was there a moment? What was the kind of the spark to sit down and write or start to write this story?
To stop being lazy and sit down on my arse and do something.
I know you're a busy man. Yeah.
Not really. Well, I always wanted to get Colin and Brendan back together, so that was probably the thing that over the years has always been sort of sitting on my shoulder a little bit. We've remained friends since In Bruges days. And but yeah, I came up with like an idea of this breakup story, and it was perfect for them. It was set in Ireland, and yeah, it's all written completely with them in mind.
Look who's here, ladies and gentlemen. They're singing. It's all very exciting. Brendan, Colin, thank you so much for being here, and huge congratulations on the film, all the accolades and the recognition it's been getting so far. It is wonderful.
Thanks very much. Great to be here.
What comes first? Does he tell you he's writing a script?
Chicken or the egg? Come on, we all know there's no answer to that, Edith. Next.
Does he tell you he's writing a script for you? Or do you, it's the first thing you get the script together?
7 years ago, he and I were sent, I was sent an email by Martin saying, this is a little thing I'm working on, have a look and tell me what you think. And he was sent the same email, and it was a different script. I thought it was brilliant. Martin says it was shite. And he decided not to do that, and he stepped away from it. But the first 5 minutes of that script became this film, and then the rest of it was very, very different. It was about 2 friends that were falling out, but the rest of it became very different, and it became less plot-driven. Our version that actually got made became less plot-driven than the original one that I read 7 years ago, and just a lot more immediate, a lot more intimate, more emotional, really. But it was a joy to get the band back.
It couldn't have been anywhere else but Ireland, could it?
No. I mean, it's set against the Civil War, but the west of Ireland and the islands off the west coast of Ireland always kind of figure in almost as much as Bruges figures into in Bruges. The landscape needed to be a character almost in terms of its beauty and also its claustrophobia by the end of the film, I think.
I was saying to him earlier that it couldn't have been set anywhere else than Ireland, you know, in terms of it had to be about these people in this place.
Well, you would have had to change the name.
Clearly.
But it's...
But
the Banshees of Oregon.
There we go. Missouri's done that. You know, it's kind of different. But it's a very, I don't know. It's the comedy. It's the history of the place and the country and all that. It's all embedded in the story and the characters.
Martin spent a lot of his youth. His parents, his dad is a Galway man, and his parents still live in Galway. Martin grew up a London lad, as well, London Irish, as he says. But he spent a lot of his youth in this part of the world and surrounded by these people. So he knows them, and he works in archetypes as well. And he uses archetypes to really dig in. And the story is, I mean, there's a universality to this. At the end of the day, it's about all the things that we all contend with every day. Loneliness, the need to belong, the importance of friendship, the isolation of community sometimes. And, yeah.
I think the epic nature of what he was photographing and the way he photographed it, you know, Ben Davis, they gave an epic quality to the story that was actually could be seen as quite small. And it suddenly become very momentous because you're in a place of savagery, really.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, it was so empowering and enriching to look at that seascape every day when your head was all over the place and know you're in the right place, really.
Is it easier to write a character with someone in mind then for it, or
it seems to be. this, and the last one was written for Francis and Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
And yeah, weirdly, this is not just Colin and Brendan, but it was written for Kerry, Condon and Barry Keoghan too, who knocked it out of the park. So yeah, it's kind of fun to do it. It's almost more like a play somehow in my head when you're coming up with what you think they would say.
Is there much prep involved before you set foot on set for that first day filming?
Well, we did 3 weeks rehearsal for a start. So we had chatted about the script anyway and the various aspects of it. And when it came back about 3 years before we shot it, it had moved on a lot. So we talked about it then. But when it went, we had 3 full weeks in Galway City in the Druid Centre. There you go. And that just wrinkled out, got a lot of the obstructions out of the way and sorted us out. So we went on set pretty well prepped, yeah.
You never get the chance in film, as you well know, to get 3 weeks of preparation and rehearsal. You're lucky if you get together with the actors for 2 days and you have like half an hour to talk about a scene, but to have 3 weeks and really get in and treat it like it was a piece of theatre, and it just... The stuff that McDonagh writes works on so many levels. Hilarious, moving, psychologically so heavy sometimes and so detailed that it survives 3 weeks of questioning. And you're still not done. There's still by the time you get to the set, you're still asking things and digging. As he says, that you've just kind of got the chaff out of the way during the rehearsal and cleared the runway a little bit for landing.
At that point, yeah.
Start dancing.
Start
it almost
dancing
feels
at that
like
point.
a dance.
That's exactly it, yeah. And you go out there, but also there's a lot to be explored within. Martin has the kind of odd way where words are so important, but he leaves gaps in space to move for people to move in with whatever energy or whatever they have to contribute. So there's a lot to find out too.
Well, apart from obviously Colin and Brendan, these wonderful kind of supporting cast members as well, and Barry in particular is the physicality of this character that he inhabits is brilliant. Is it important for you to collaborate with your actors on their performances as you're shooting, or does that happen before you start filming?
That would have, especially with Barry, in this case, it happened before. He was the one who brought the idea of like having almost tics, almost an Asperger's-y autistic quality to it. My job is always to sort of pull it back if it's going too far in that direction. But I really like that idea, because he's kind of a damaged soul in it. It was kind of interesting for him not to be quite the same as everyone else in the cast, and I love what he did with it.
Yeah, and the character of Siobhan, you always write brilliant female characters as well.
Thanks, Edith.
The character of Siobhan, I don't know, she just got such depth and beauty and honesty.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Kerry Condon, who I'd worked with, she did my plays like 20 years ago. She was the original Lieutenant Vinish Moore, and
wow.
at like 19 or something. So
Which was on the mainland from where you shot, is that right, in the theatre? Is that
So I've known what she can do on stage for years and years. She's done brilliant things in smaller roles in movies, but I definitely wanted to give her the ammunition at least to knock it out of the park, and she's almost pretty much the heart and soul of the movie, really.
Yeah.
You imagine it's just about these two guys, but she's probably the smartest and the most, she's got the most hope, I think, throughout the movie.
The two females in the film do. The donkey too as well. She's got a big part.
She's got a big part.
Yeah,
she's a beautiful girl.
I think this sort of the rate of kind of pet donkeys after this as well is going to
Is that a good thing or a bad
I don't know. I'm not sure I should have even brought it up, but never mind. And I've gutted when I learned that the pub wasn't real.
I know, I went back
What?
6 weeks after we finished.
What the heck?
I know, and there's nothing there but a gravel car park. It was depressing. I know.
But he did a good job making it look real.
It was a metaphor for the dying pub in Ireland.
Yeah.
And back with Carter Burwell as well on the music for this film as well, which you've got a great relationship with him.
Yeah.
Was because I guess with this there's an expectation of what this might sound like musically, but the conversation that you had and what you ended up using for this film is so brilliant.
Yeah. We definitely, always with Carter, and this is our fourth one together, he usually chooses to do the opposite of what a scene might be or what a film might seem to want to be. So we definitely didn't want Irish music played throughout, because that would have been an easy read, I think.
Yeah.
And when Brendan plays his tune, it's very Irish. Anyway, he came up with that, Brendan. But so we wanted everything else to be make it a bit more like a fable, a little weirder, have like almost world influences or old European influences. There's like a Bulgarian song at the start. There's a lot of German lieder throughout.
Yeah.
So just not to go down the usual route. And Carter sort of bought into that from the start too. He uses we were both influenced by Indonesian gamelan music.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like a not glockenspiel, like a xylophone type sound. But a lot of his score moments is on a celeste, and we try to tap into.
Wow.
I'll send you some.
Please, yeah. I'm so excited for people to see this film. It is absolutely beautiful to watch you two play and dance and have fun on screen together. It really is fantastic.
Thank you.
So much.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for chatting to us. The wonderful Colin and Brendan. Thank you. But I'm so excited for people to see this film. I can't wait to see it again. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and it's great to have you back as well with a new film.
Good to see you again.
Have a wonderful night. Thanks Martin. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a good night. See you later.
There we go. That was the London Film Festival premiere of The Banshees of Inisherin with the wonderful Martin McDonagh, Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. Banshees of Inisherin is out now in cinemas, and I'm not going to tell you any more about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but it is a wonderful, wonderful film. He's such a unique voice when it comes to cinema, so I highly recommend that you go and see it. I'm going to upload tons of stuff on here over the next couple of weeks, so make sure if you aren't already that you subscribe. Coming up soon, we'll have Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery with pretty much the entire cast, actually. Special on that for you on the way. Coming at the start of the year, we've got Sam Mendes' new film, Empire of Light, that stars the wonderful Olivia Colman and Michael Ward, but lots of stuff in between that. So hit that button and get subscribing now.